So here you can see the first ride was $62.76, and there's a $36 surge. You can see that the little $36 surge there. Huge deal, right? $36 surge. In this video, we're talking about rideshare driver earnings. I'm going to show you what I made as an Uber driver and a Lyft driver over the past 7 days. So today is Monday, and then so I drove last week, except the weekend. So I just did like a Monday through Friday schedule. I typically only I only drive in the morning. I don't drive. I try not to drive at night, and I came to this conclusion last week. I drove during the day a little bit and into the night in like a 5 to 7 type of shift. And I just don't like that. That doesn't work for me, and I'll explain a little why. I'll explain why a little bit later in the video. But for right now, let's get into the money that I earned, and so you can see exactly what it is, and and make the decision for yourself. Are you need to make more money as an Uber driver? Are you behind the average? Are you above the average? Or maybe you're just thinking about becoming a driver and you want to know how much money you can make as a driver. So that's why I'm going to share the totals with you. If you want to become a driver, there's a link down in the description. You can sign up to be an Uber driver or a Lyft driver. They're giving out nice bonuses right now. Plus, I'm giving my own bonuses. So if you sign up under my link and you start driving through my link, then I have bonuses. It's called the 30-Day Rideshare Challenge. Link in the description. You can grab that, and then you can start driving. All the details are, when you click on the link, you'll go to the page. All the details are there. And like I said, 30-Day Rideshare Challenge. I'll be giving away bonuses myself. Plus, you get the bonuses that Uber and Lyft is giving you. So now you get the double bonuses. But let's get into the earnings right now. Let's go ahead and go right to the Uber app. So here's the Uber app. No driving for today. Good bonuses going on right now. Good surge. I drive in the Boston, Massachusetts market, so it's pretty good out there and out here. And in the mornings, if you follow along and subscribe to my channel, you might have seen some of the surges that I've reported in the morning. They're pretty good. We're getting into double digits. We're getting into 20s, 30s, $40 surges, which is big time bonuses. And honestly, I try to make the most efficient use out of my time. And I basically calculate my earnings based on per ride, right? Like I'm looking at per ride. Some people look at per hour as a driver. And honestly, like I've been doing this for a while. I've been doing this for a couple years. And what I have to say about that is this. If you want to be a per hour driver, like you're basically an employee. You're basically an employee. And if you're going to be an employee and you're worried about your per hourly rate, then you should probably get a job because Uber doesn't have any benefits. You're not getting any benefits as a driver. You have to pay for everything yourself. Your pay is going to average probably around $25 per hour. Some people are claiming more than that. And you possibly could, but you're typically driving through the night, like, the graveyard shift, which I don't recommend for anybody, but if it works for you, it's fine. The benefits of driving the graveyard shift is you get to drive, like, there's not a lot of traffic. Number one, that's a huge bonus. Number two, there's probably a lot of rides at night. There's a lot of people that like to stay up late. So there's a lot of rides, and then there's bonuses, right? So you get bonuses and all those three. They kind of like stack on top of each other. Now, the downside of that is you're working the midnight. You're working the graveyard shift. You're working through all hours of the night. It's tiring. It's tiring. You never really see the sun, which is not good. It's just not good for your health, your well-being. So that's why I say don't do that. If you have to, I understand. Like, the only reason I still drive is because I have to, right? It helps me pay the bills. I drive part-time. I'm going to pay the bills a little bit. But I'm not going to do this all the time. I have a side gig, or I have my main gig, which is, I do internet marketing. I do things like this to help people with their websites. And this is a skill that I kind of transitioned, right? Because I was driving Uber and Lyft full-time. I was driving 60, 80 hours a week. I have my daughter. I'm a single dad. I have my daughter. And so if I didn't have my daughter very much on some weeks, like if I didn't have her in the weekend, then I was driving 80 hours. I was putting in 80 hours a week just to make ends meet. And then on the weeks that I did have her, that I would reduce it. I was driving 60 hours a week. So I'm still driving crazy hours full time just to make ends meet and pay all my bills. Now you might be saying, well, that's a lot of driving. You didn't have any money left over. Like, no, I really didn't, because honestly, like, depends on where you live. If you want to live in a decent place, your rent's going to go up. So I want a decent place for my daughter. I'm sitting right outside the front of it right now. I pay a little extra money and to make sure she has a bedroom. I have a bedroom. We have a safe, quiet place to live. And all my money would go to that. Now, before I go on too big of a tangent, that was my full-time gig. And now I've transitioned because I put the time in And now I only drive part-time, and now I drive, and now I have my other gig, which is more full-time, where I build websites for people. I help them with their marketing. I help them with their email automations and things like that. So I've transitioned, so I flip-flopped it. It used to be Uber was full-time, and my other gig was side gig, and now I do my other gig full-time, and Uber is like part-time. So what I typically do is I drive early in the morning. I'm an early riser. I've transitioned my whole schedule. I stopped drinking. I stopped all my vices. Really taken on a healthy mindset ever since last year in February of 2022. And right now it's May of 23. So I quit drinking. I get up early. I work out in the morning, things like this. I'm telling you all this because I want you to understand that, you know, driving all the time is bad for your health. And I got into a really bad place in my health, and now what I've done is transition, all right? And you can do it too. If you're a driver and you're trying to figure it out, like, trust me, you can do it. I have another YouTube channel that you can watch, and I give you tips on how to start making more money from home or like on your computer. I'll put that link in the description as well. But let's check out the app a little bit more. With that all being said, so we'll go into my earnings. Obviously, I have no earnings for today. I didn't drive today. I had my daughter this morning, so today's Monday, the beginning of the week. So we're going to go into last week. So last week, here's the breakdown, $325. I did 5 trips. So if you break that down, like if we go into the calculator on that, 325 divided by 5, you know, we're looking at $65 per ride. Now, some people say, oh no, you got to calculate your per hour. Well, to tell you the truth, bro, and whoever else has to say this, that time that I'm waiting for a ride, like, there's a lot of time being spent. I was 16 hours online, and obviously the rides didn't take that long, you know. So I'm averaging $65 per ride, and I'm gonna go you're gonna see how much I made on each ride. We're gonna go into it individually. But on those rides, you know, on the downtime that I'm not waiting for a ride, I'm doing something to raise my value, like my personal value, because as your personal value increases, so does your income, right? And not for Uber and Lyft. Uber doesn't care about you. Lyft doesn't care about you. You're just a driver. You're a means to an end. And honestly, you have about 6 more years, right? Here's a big warning for all you Uber and Lyft drivers out there. I think you're going to drive the rest of your life. You have about 6 more years before AI takes over, before these automation or these automatic cars are going to cut out your job. You're not going to have any job, all right? So think about that. Now, what I do is I try to increase my value, right? So as soon as I increase my value as a person, as an individual, my skill level, my value increases, and so does my pay level, right? Which is why I've been able to switch over and manage a full-time gig, working from home, working from my computer, right? A lot of times I bring my computer into the car. And when I'm sitting here, I'm doing communications. I'm communicating with clients. I'm communicating with prospects. I'm lining up new jobs so that I can make more money sitting at home at my computer. Or I even do the work in the car. So when I'm sitting and waiting for those high ticket rides, those $65 per ride, I'm actually able to do work, and I'm actually able to make money doing that as well. So I might wait 30 minutes, but I'm in that 30 minutes, I'm making $65, $100, $150, $200 an hour, right, for my time. And then I'm sitting for a ride. I get a ride, take a little break from my computer, and then I go drive. I do that drive, and then I'm waiting. And then I'm waiting for the next ride, the next high-ticket ride, right? And I'm sharing this with you because I know what it's like to get out there and drive just this ride after ride after ride after ride. Man, it really wears you down. And then you don't have a lot of energy at the end of the day to do anything else for yourself. Right? You come home, you're beat up, you're tired. It's so hard to even build a good routine for yourself where you're working out, you're eating right. You just eat whatever's quick and easy because you're so worn out. And, like, trust me, if you're thinking about becoming a driver, trust me on this. Trust me on this, okay? So let's look at how much I made, and then per ride. So here you can see the first ride was $62.76. And there's a, you know, $36 surge. You can see the little $36 surge there. Huge deal, right? $36 surge. Short ride. It was 23 minutes, 33 seconds. So in that 23 minutes, made $62.76. Good, I'll take that all day. What's the next one? XL. There was a $16 surge, not as good as the other one. That was a little bit of a longer ride, 38-minute ride. I got a $13 tip, and there was the toll. Look at this one. This one was a 12-minute ride for $58. I mean, come on, guys. These are really good rides here, right? So $39 surge. Now, granted, they're not going to have these surges in every area, but again, like I said, like if you get up in the early hours, you're going to find these surges, like especially in Boston. If you're in the Boston area, definitely click the link below, sign up to become a driver, and you can make this kind of money in the early mornings, even in the afternoons. Like you can get these surges, right? And what I suggest is that you be very particular about the rides that you take, and you develop a system for yourself. My system is I get up early. I get up early and I grab these large surges, and then I do rides. I probably try to drive for like 3 to 4 hours in the morning, and that's it. I'm home. I want to be home before all the major traffic starts. I don't want to be stuck out in the city. I want to be home. All right, look at the next one. 6564, a 60-minute trip, XL, $40 surge. Okay, this is good money. So do the math. $65 in 16 minutes. Okay, I wish I could get those back to back. I wish I could get like, 3 of those in an hour. That'd be a good hourly rate. But again, we're not hourly employees. We are drivers. We're contractors, and I look at this as a per trip, like, basis. Like, what am I making per trip? I'm making $60 per trip, $65 per trip on average. Right, here's the next one, 7267 XL, 24-minute, $28 surge with a $28 surge, $12 tip. Rider cancel, rider cancel. Okay, now let's go take a look at Lyft. How's the surge doing here? How we still doing? I wonder if it changes when I turn it on. Yeah, it'll change a little bit, and that happens, right? So don't be, I'll turn it off. So don't think that it won't change on you. There's a 20 up in Bedford. If you go out that way, airport looking kind of low. The problem is right now during the afternoon, there's so much traffic going on that it's like so hard to get anywhere. But let's look at Lyft. Oh, Lyft is popping too. That's pretty good. These are pretty good numbers. 13. It's rare that I see more than $10 with Lyft, so that's pretty cool right there. Let's go ahead and check in. So we'll see weekly earnings. This is from last week. So last week, $303.95, 27 hours online, 4 hours of book time. Total with tips net earning was $303.95 and 9 rides. So what does that average out to be? So 303 divided by 9 equals 33. So much lower than Uber. I made $33 per ride with Lyft. Much lower than Uber. So obviously I favor Uber a little bit, but let's take a deeper look if we can. I forget. I think they changed this up. Oh yeah, I think I have to download the weekly summary. Or can I do this? We got some cancellation fees. We got some bonuses for $54. Tolls were $11.60. Yeah, then you have to go over here. No, we're not doing that. So without getting into everything, we can't go into deep detail, but there you go. 9 rides at 303, so that brought us to $33 a ride. On Uber, I was making $65 a ride. And I want to show you the rate card because I think this is important. If it'll show it to us, I'm not putting all the info in because it's good to see what kind of rates you get. But if you have any questions, definitely put them down in the description below. Would love to answer them. You guys, if you're trying to look for more strategies and how you can make this kind of money driving with Uber, or you just have questions, definitely ask me down below. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be coming out with more videos like this. And then if you don't have any questions, I will see you on the next one. All right, peace.